What's up, YouTube? Thanks for watching. This is going to be part 3 of our interview with Terry and Scott, and I just want to thank you guys for doing that interview because it was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week with another video. Go to maybe like 2004, I think, was the first year that you cooked up a pretty big event, Voodoo Jam. Right. How did that all come about, and what was involved with like really making that happen?
So Voodoo Jam came about because like I had this vision of like what I thought Flatland BMX contest should be about. Previously, we were in the X Games, Flatland's the X Games, and previous competitions like X Games qualifiers and such. And they would be in like a huge open space, and which is rad, cool. You know, the announcer would kind of be.
No one knew anything different.
No one knew anything. They didn't know.
We thought it was cool.
Yeah, we just thought it was cool. And then, you know, and I had just had this idea of like bringing like I felt like we should be in a more enclosed environment where people could really feed off of the riding. So I don't even remember how I made a connection with Red Bull, but in some kind of way I made a connection with Red Bull. And I just shared my vision with Red Bull. And they were like, yeah, we love it. I was like, they were like, go find a place. I found Generations Hall, and it's like really like 2 floors and people on top of it. And then I was just like, this is what I want. This is my vision. You know, it's in a club, it's in a special like environment. Everybody's like feeding off of each other and like this whole thing. And I go back to just being a kid in New Orleans, Mardi Gras, doing BMX. I used to ride. We used to go ride to parades and then do shows and parades and then pass the hat around, get the money, and then we go eat and stuff like that. Like as friends, like it all goes back to like I'm from Louisiana, dude. Like it's like, hey, we're all in each other's face. We just pushing like festivals, events, being around people, community stuff. Like nothing's really like, hey, they're over there, let's be proper. Like it's about being a part of the events, you know. So I kind of pushed it in that direction, and Red Bull supported it in like 2004, and then you know, they were like, the guy running the event was like, hey, you know, who are you going to MC this thing? And I was like, I have a couple ideas, and so I asked a couple dudes, and I was like, they don't really share my vision of what I think it should be like, and so I said, I'll just MC it, and the dude was like against it, because I was the event coordinator. And he was like, man, you sure? And he really wasn't with it. And I was like, yeah, dude, screw it. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And so I emceed it. And as far as, like, it just blew up. I don't even know what to tell you. It just worked.
Yeah.
It wasn't planned. I never touched a microphone before that in my life, ever. I've never emceed before that day. And it just worked. And, like, I made a ton of mistakes since then. There were things I did that day that wasn't great or something, but the passion I had for BMX, the passion I had for people, the passion I had for Flatlanders and how hard they work, and how the passion I had for wanting to communicate Flatland BMX to people, like it just was a natural thing. It just went from there. Like from there, I went to this contest, this one, I went to this show, and that was 15 years ago. So.
And the crazy thing about Voodoo Jam before was Flatland had just been dropped from the X Games in 2003, so we were all searching for something.
We were a little pissed too.
We were mad, we were pissed, we're like, oh, Flatland deserves to be in the spotlight. And that was his idea, was let's present it right. Like, let's not do what X Games did, let's not do what ESPN did, let's present it in a way to where it like really puts Flatland on a pedestal where it needed to be. And so we didn't have the hugest crowd in 2004, but you could tell the people in the crowd were like pissed because the way it was presented that day, we didn't have the proper lighting, we didn't have the best crowd, but the way it was presented, people started to take notice all over the world of that footage when it started getting passed around in that first DVD, and more events started popping up where the crowd was a little bit closer. Not saying that Voodoo Jam can take total responsibility for that, but it definitely played a huge part, in my opinion, on how people started to look at flatline contests a bit different.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've been to 2 of them as a spectator. I went to the one in 2017, and probably what was the most recent one before that. And, like, one thing that I loved about that event just like going into it, I knew nothing about how it was going to be. I didn't know what to expect, but like it has an energy that you can feel because it's competitive and that all these guys are trying to do their best. But everyone in that room is stoked when someone pulls their run or their trick or new trick or a banger. You know, like it's a healthy competition. It's not like you don't want to see somebody fall. You don't want to see anybody get injured. Obviously, like they're pulling for each other in the spirit of BMX flatland, which is like, I think that is when you were talking about your vision for what the event is supposed to be, like it's there. You know?
So that is the way I rode bikes as a kid, and then rode bikes, with Terry and Nicky Gattos and the other guys from Louisiana and stuff. We rode that way. You got in a circle and you pushed each other to do the best you can do. And like that's what the contest is now. Like dudes that are competing against other dudes are like happy when they pull stuff. Of course they want to win, but they're kind of responsible for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, I mean that's really the truth, Like so, what I did as a rider, as a kid, into my adulthood, and then even as a last 10 years, it is what Voodoo Jam is. Get in a circle. You get out there, you root everybody on, do the best you can do, and at the end of the day, like, if my results aren't great, it's my own deal, but like, I'm still rooting for the dude next to me. Like, I'm not gonna root against someone.
Yeah, and the vibe is better. When everyone's pulling their shit, the vibe's always gonna be better. If everyone's falling, the vibe's down. So of course, everyone wants everyone to do well for that reason,
Mm-hmm. So we're gearing up for this year's. It's going to be August 17th in the same venue, right?
Yes.
So Generation Hall again, downtown New Orleans. A great atmosphere, great spot for that event. What do you think about like how it's shaping up this year? I heard a number earlier that you have participants from like 20 different countries coming to this thing.
Yeah, we right now have we've had like over 20, it's like 22 countries total that have ever competed in Voodoo Jam, and over, I think I counted like 32 different states, in the United States.
Yeah.
So over 32 states and over 22 countries have competed in Voodoo Jam altogether. Right now there's like 8 different countries and like 35 pro riders, some of the best from around the world,
Yeah.
So I'm pretty stoked on that, because I mean, the truth of the matter is we're still an underground event. Like, we're a 15 years flatland only event. 15 years of flatland only event. And we've done about 11 Voodoo Jams within that 15 years. Like, we've taken years off and stuff. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a pretty lit contest, and I'm stoked. I'm ready for it. Like I'm ready for it to get here.
What's dope about Voodoo Jam is that it's one pro contest that the purse has never been announced. We don't announce what the riders are gonna get. I mean, honestly, I don't think they care that much. There's always gonna be, they're competing for money, but man, these riders are coming and traveling around the world because they know and they've seen the footage or they've been there before of how excited and how that atmosphere is in the club. Like for them being in the final, a lot of that is their purse. That is their prize. They rode really hard. They traveled around the entire world to get to Voodoo Jam. It's a plus that people are obviously get to walk away with some money, but man, I would argue to say that a lot of these riders, they really don't care about the money. They're there for the respect, and they're there for the atmosphere, and they're there to be a part of something like really different.
Yeah, and I mean, think about it. You said that this contest has been going 15 years strong, like flatland specific. Like nationally, no one else has done that. I know overseas Feast has been going on a long time. The UCI contest, they got their thing going, but you guys have like created an event that's really made a pretty big imprint on the history of BMX flatland, which is gotta be exciting.
It has, and like honestly, all the other events, like the one we just went to in Cologne, it's been going on 35 years. They have dirt, they have, they have everything, like all the other aspects, street, and they've changed it 1,000 times, but like, we're just flatline BMX only. So yeah, it's pretty dope that we've accomplished this for this long, you know, with the help of most of the sponsors, you know, because without them, dude, I can't. It's impossible to run.
Yeah.
You know.
And the one reason why it's kept going, and Scott and I always talk about resurfacing the event, is because the rider participation is like, the excitement is still there when we go to all the other countries. That's a big question we get asked when we show up. It's like, is Voodoo Jam happening again? And that's more of a reason to resurface the event, because we know that the last time we do it, I don't know when that'll be. I don't know what that last year is going to be. I don't know if it's 2019. I don't know if it's 2024. I don't know when the last one will be. But we definitely want to end on a good note, and we definitely don't want to do it where not people aren't stoked to come. And we always resurface it because these riders are continuously want to travel around the globe to come and ride in that club. That's the vibe that they want to feel. So it always comes back to the conversation of, should we do it again? Yes, they want it. Like, let's ask him on Instagram. That's what he did. He's like, let's put a post out. Let's see how many comments we get. People want to come, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And one of the things I think make it so special is the vibe of the people, because all these other events you go to, like, you don't feel that vibe. And so the spectators for Voodoo Jam are like always super like energized. I mean, they're from Louisiana, like I said, everybody's into it, you know. And so those riders get that vibe, and then they go back to wherever they're from, and they ride for the next year thinking about that moment, you know. So it gives them motivation, and it keeps BMX just floating along, you know. And that's the overall goal, you know.
Yeah. So I guess we're going to kind of start to wrap up here. You want to talk about any companies that are supporting you right now and kind of thank them for helping make this event happen and keep you competing, traveling, riding?
Put me on the spot, but right now for Voodoo Jam, thank Red Bull for being a part of this thing for so many years, standing behind the initial idea and then being a supporter all these years afterwards. First one 2004, now 2019, they're still our biggest supporter, so thanks to Red Bull, thanks to Deco BMX, thanks to Profile Racing, thanks to Raising Cane's for supporting this thing many years.
And they're doing the best trick contest is going to be presented by Raising Cane's this year.
Awesome.
Thanks to Raising Cane's, thanks to TTM Lifestyle Clothing Company, thanks to the Scuffington Post out there, Joe Seatsman, if you guys want to follow that on Instagram. Funny Instagram page is sponsoring the event this year. Life Proof, those guys send some awesome prizes for all the contestants there, for all the competitors. Who else?
How many years has Tiger Mom been?
Tiger Mom, thanks to them. They've been involved in this thing since probably 2014 or 15.
Flatlandfuel.com has been with us since 04. So them and Red Bull are the ones that's been with us for a long time.
Yeah.
And definitely shout out to those guys. Heresy sponsoring us this year. Like you mentioned, Profile as well. So, and it's really cool because like those are like BMX companies like Iggy Flat, Doug, the rider from Canada. It's his company, so we're just like, we want him to be involved, and so just same thing with Heresy. One of our judges owns the company, Profile Racing. Like, so it's all these companies that support Flatland.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's a very grassroots event. There's people that step up that know we need that money to bring in that extra lighting to help out with the pro person. There's a guy out there. I want to special thanks to Eric Otto. He's a contributor to this event for many years. He just sends a donation, not even for a company, just to make sure that, just to let us know that he's stoked that we're doing the event and to help out with those expenses. So,
and definitely
thanks to E-Dog.
E-Dog. And Hector Garcia's a guy that's been working with me for years. He actually did the very first video for Voodoo in 2004. And he's always like done something to help us. Like, and so he really works with us a lot. He does a live web feed. He did it last time, which was really, it was actually really fun. It was really like my favorite part. I just love the live web feed, like getting there and talking about BMX. So Hector's really rad with that stuff. He does a lot of our Instagram stuff and things like that. And he gets it because he ran events in Houston where he's from for a couple of years, so he like understands the whole deal with it. So
and we got judges that come from all parts of the globe to come. We make sure we have some really good quality judges for these riders, and so big shout out to them. This year we have Travis Collier,
Ryan Russell, Alexi Solonu, and Chad Digger are the judges this year.
some big names in Flatland for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, awesome. I think that's about it. But yeah, check out Voodoo Jam August 17th. You'll be able to get tickets either online at the door or at Drop-In BMX and Skate Shop. Any closing thoughts, guys?
Doors open at 6:30.
For the pro finals.
Yeah,
Okay.
so be there for 6:30. It's going to be a line about a half a mile long. So the earlier you get there, the better.
And there is an event page on Facebook. You can go to the Facebook page, find Voodoo Jam New Orleans, search it, you'll find it. You can go on there, and I'll get on the Facebook page and get the event, and then all the information is on there. We have amateur class at 10 in the morning. Pro qualifiers are from 12 to 5. And then the main event is the finals. The doors open at 6:30. It's like from 7 to 9 at night. So kid friendly. We want kids to be a part of it all, and it's a really fun day. It's really cool. It's rad, man.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, bro.
All right, bro.
All right.
You Miami.
So Voodoo Jam is going down August 17th. Pro finals start at 6:30 p.m. and it's happening at Generations Hall in New Orleans, Louisiana. You can get your wristbands at Drop-In BMX and Skate Shop. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment on here or message us on Instagram at Drop-In BMX and Skate. We'll take care of you from there, and we'll see you guys at Voodoo Jam. Thanks.